The door that you mentioned as having been walled off and not operational, that's behind the projector screen.
Yes, sir.
And then 30
Right
over here.
That is the pack and play that I mentioned earlier.
31.
The pillow inside the pack and play.
And 32.
Again, the pillow inside the pack and play.
Now I'm going to zoom in on this picture a little bit. Do you see that substance there?
Yes, sir.
Did you get a good look at it while you were out there?
I did, sir.
And what if anything did it appear to you to be?
I believed it to be vomit.
Okay. Did it appear to be blood?
It didn't.
Okay.
It's a lot redder in that picture than it actually was.
You're saying it's appearing redder on the screen than
Yes, sir.
than it actually was when you were out there?
Yes, sir.
Did not appear to be blood to you?
No.
Did you do any testing at any point to determine whether it was blood?
I did not.
'33, another picture of the same.
Another picture. The blanket is out because we searched the pack and play after
Okay.
the picture.
Now, let me actually go back. Okay, so in 34, where is that pink blanket?
It is, or on 34, it's on the, I guess you call it the row, the side.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back to, pardon me, to 31. I'm on 31. Where's the pink blanket in this picture?
It's inside the pack and play on the pad.
All right, so we've got some pictures where the pink blanket is in the pack and play and some where it's on the rail.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us when it was moved and why?
It was moved due to, or I guess it was moved when we were looking for, see if there's any blood on the inside the pack and play.
Okay.
And then we just moved it to look at the blanket itself and to look at the mat.
Okay, thank you. Did you have gloves on when you did that?
Yes, sir.
Moving on to 35, just another view of the pack and play after the blanket was moved.
Yes, sir.
36, same.
Same.
All right, 37, where are we here?
My back is towards the pack and play, and I'm looking towards the bed in the far left corner.
Okay. So you're essentially standing at the pack and play here.
Yes, sir.
38,
38 I just pan left, same spot.
39,
39 pan left, you can see the front door and the left side, the couch, and then there's a safe and a projector on the window back there.
40,
40, at the desk, looking towards the front door. You can see the street in the background.
41,
I have pan left, front doors on the right, pack and play, and the projector screen. Continue moving to the left.
43,
Oh, sorry. Pan to the left even more, kid's bed, and the closet door.
44,
Just continue painting.
and 45, what are we looking at now?
45, that's the, I guess, the entrance into the rest of the house. That's the bathroom right there. You can see the dresser right there on the left-hand side.
All right, then what is this through that door that I'm...
Just a little storage cabinet.
All right, that's inside the bathroom.
Yes, sir.
46
Pan to the left a little bit more. You can see the bed now and the dresser.
and 47.
Just a view of the bed.
All right, 48, where are we?
48, I am by the bed and the dresser looking into the bathroom.
49,
Starting to take photographs into the bathroom. This is the little storage cabinet from the previous photos.
and is that on your left as you walk in?
Yes, sir.
50,
54, this is above the toilet's at the bottom. Then you got a little storage shelf.
I'd like to zoom in on this storage shelf here. See that little bottle with the blue, red, and yellow label? What is that?
Ⴜᴏᴜ.
Do you know what ⴜᴏᴜ is?
It's a oral pain relief.
Okay. Something like a liquid you rub on your gums or teeth to relieve dental pain?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now 55, where are we here?
55, we're at in the bathroom, looking into the dining room.
Now, this is image 30 from State's Exhibit 10. Is this the pack and play that you're describing, looking at?
Yes.
You said it was covered in stains. Can you point us to any of those in this image?
So I mean, there's some on the lip right here that I can see, and then on the actual bedding, there were several stains.
Okay. So all this stuff around the edge there, did that appear to you to just be kind of general grime and dirtiness?
Yes.
Did it appear to you to be blood?
No, I was thinking more like Gino fingers and the kid touching the side.
Okay. But somebody was actually in the room and looked at it. That's what it looked like to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is image 32 from State's Exhibit 10. And Officer Schenker, I think, said it appears redder on the screen than it appeared in the residence. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Yeah, I have published a paper version for the jury just by getting a little clear and white here.
Yes.
And I can pass that around. Just to be clear, did this substance appear to you to be blood?
No.
You said it looked like vomit?
Smells like vomit, yeah.
Now, I would like to play for you a brief portion of what's been introduced into evidence of State's Exhibit 2 and identified as Sergeant Bobby Stewart's body-worn camera footage. Was your observation of the pack and play captured on his body-worn camera?
It was.
And did you make any statements while looking at it, at the pack and play, about what it smelled like?
Yes, I immediately said it smelled like vomit.
Smelled like vomit? I'm trying to get just right to the right spot here.
Is that big exhibit? Is that big exhibit?
Yes.
Okay, you can hand that back to, the state's here.
Okay. It's not mine anymore, John, if you want to report, so I'll bring it back up.
All right, thank you.
Alright. This is State's Exhibit 2, correct?
I'm not sure on the number, but I do remember seeing it.
Okay. In any case, what's the timestamp at the top right corner?
It's 12/31/20.
Alright, what are we gonna hear you say in this bit that we're gonna play?
That it smells like vomit. It smells like vomit.
Alright, I've stopped the playback at 12:31:50 on the timestamp at the top right corner of State's Exhibit 2. Did you see anything that looked like blood in the residence in that?
No.
Now, in States Exhibit 3, slide 27. What time are we at here?
This is 12:43:12.
And is that you on the form, right?
It is.
And who are you talking to here?
I'm talking to Captain Wright, who's in the green shirt with the investigations unit, Captain Fandrich, Lieutenant Thompson, and Lieutenant Foster.
And what is going on at this time?
I'm informing them of our game plan, which was to move Daniel Youngkin, Paul Simon, and Leilani Simon to our main precinct for interviews.
Okay. And did that happen shortly after this exchange?
It did.
Okay. How was that arranged logistically?
Some of the patrol officers on scene drove the adults over.
And did they all agree to go in?
They did.
Now, where did you all go? I know you've mentioned it by some kind of shorthand.
Yeah.
The precinct or something like that. Can you describe in a little more detail where this place is and what it is?
It's the Chatham County Police Headquarters on Chatham Parkway at 295 Police Memorial.
And why did you all want to go there?
So we had people showing up on scene, just more patrol officers, more search parties, and then some of the family members were also showing up, and we wanted to take the people that were living at the residence at the time that this occurred and get thorough interviews with each one of them.
Now, before we leave the scene, I want to ask you about what happened to the pillow and pillowcase and the pack and play that we were just looking at. I believe Officer Schenker testified that that was taken into evidence.
Yes,
And was the entire pack and play taken as well?
yes,
Okay. And did you ask her for an account of her day on October 4th and her night on October 4th and the early morning hours of October 5th?
yes,
And did she give that to you?
she did.
To the best of your recollection, I know I'm asking you to kind of summarize a lot, but what was that account?
So she described getting her wisdom teeth pulled, returning home with Daniel, eventually getting the kids, getting them, together that night. She talked about laying down to sleep that night. Her tooth started hurting, so she left to get Orajel.
And what time was she saying that Orajel trip was at?
Around 1.
And where was she saying that she had gone to get that Orajel?
To the Chevron gas station.
And where is the Chevron gas station that she was referring to?
I believe it's 4800 Ogeechee Road.
Is it the one that we were looking at in the pictures with Officer Schenker?
Yes,
The one right next to the Cellular Mobile Home Plaza?
yes.
And who was she saying that she had gotten Orajel from?
Her former coworker, Misty.
Now, you've seen the statement the recorded statement that Lieutenant Foster got from her on scene.
Yes,
Was her story to you about this Orajel trip that you're talking about her providing in the lactation room initially, was it substantially the same as what she had told them on scene?
yes.
Now, in this this first interview in the lactation room, did she mention anything about a trip to her drug dealer earlier in the night?
No.
Was she asked about her brother Paul's whereabouts through the night?
Yes.
And as best you can remember, what did she say?
I believe she described him returning home that night from work and maybe stopping in to say hello and then going upstairs to his room for the remainder of the night.
Was she asked about Danny's, her boyfriend Danny's whereabouts and activity through the night, say from, 11 p.m. on or something like that?
Yes.
And what did she say about that, as best you remember?
That he was in bed. I believe she said they were watching a movie
Okay. Well, all night or what point in time?
before they went to sleep,
Okay.
around 12:30.
And was she putting him in bed asleep after that point?
Yes.
Was she asked about when Quinton went to bed and where?
Yes.
Okay. And what did she say about that?
That around 10:30 she put him in his pack and play for the night. He took about 40 minutes kind of doing babbling, crying until he finally fell asleep.
Was she asked about any drug use
She
that
was.
she might have engaged in that night?
Yes.
And what did she have to say about that?
I believe at that point she said that she had smoked weed.
Did she mention any other drugs?
No.
Okay. And I'm gonna play from the very beginning to about 45 seconds in.
38:37 seconds, October 5, 2022. Yes.
Alright, so I've stopped the playback at 45 seconds in. That file's a few minutes longer, correct?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that the remainder of that is mostly Daniel Youngkin talking?
Yes.
And is that the male voice that we heard on there as well?
It is.
And there's also some of the defendant providing biographical information about her son.
Yes.
And which son did she say it was?
Quinton Simon.
At some point during the investigation, did you learn Quinton Simon's birthday?
I did.
And what was it?
It's 1/8/21.
1/8/21. So that would that put him at 20 months old on October 4th, 5th of 2022?
Yes.
So that's the initial statement that gets the police involved to begin with from the defendant, correct?
Yes.
And what time was that call made? Did you catch it?
I believe it was 9:40.
You want me to play again?
Yes.
Nine 38:37 seconds, October 5, 2000.
What time was that call?
9:38 a.m.
Alright, so let's go back to the lactation room at your first interview. You mentioned you recorded that on your phone.
Yes.
Is that the only interview you conducted of the defendant on that day?
No.
Detective Lemons, I haven't met you yet. I wanted to have this seen earlier, but I just wanted to come here and talk and get some more information too, okay? Will you spell your name for us?
Leilani.
L-A-N-I.
Just one more time, I'm sorry. Leilani.
What was your last name?
Simon.
Two names or just one? What's your date of birth?
11/30/99. So right now, again, we're sorry for everything you're having. We can't imagine the emotion that you're feeling right now. But it's difficult as it is. Just what you kind of think back the last 24 hours. Okay?
Do those recordings fairly and accurately depict those interviews?
They do.
Now, have those ones been altered or modified in any way?
They've been redacted to comply with the court's orders.
Okay, so some portions have been taken out?
Yes.
Okay. All right, at this point, I would like to publish what is on that. Well, let me offer it. I'd like to introduce that, Your Honor, State's Exhibit 13.
No objection, subject to the redactions, Judge.
Exhibit 13 is admitted subject to the redactions.
All right. I'd like to now publish what is on this thumb drive, this lactation room first video. Would that be okay, Your Honor?
Yes.
And actually, as I open it up, I realize that this is a 28-minute video and it is 11:45. Would the court like me to proceed or not?
I'm gonna have to hear it here.
Did you hear any sort of hydrocodone or anything from the
Ibuprofen.
ibuprofen?
It's an 800 milligram ibuprofen. It's the $15 of 800 milligram ibuprofen. That's all I went. So I went home. I took a nap. We cleaned
About
up.
how time do you think that was?
We officially got about 2, a little bit after 2. I had about an hour and a half nap before we got up and got things going to go pick up the kids. And I made spaghetti before we picked them up. It's still in the fridge in the house. We went and picked them up and gave them all a bath. We had food. I sent Danny out the red box to get a movie for the kids and all of us to watch tonight. So that's there too. And I put them down to bed and Quinn he's a talker. He doesn't cry when he's tired. He just talks. Babbles. And I'm also touching. And so I go to bed. I'll be there about 9. Almost 9. And I was supposed to go to work, but we because of this, I was just gonna stay home today. Which is why the kids got the babysitters. When they get up, my front door was partially open. Like, I was like, I'm not wide open. That door was never open unless somebody is out going normally ever. And I get up and I go shut it, not thinking nothing about it. I just got out of bed, the door's open, let me shut the door, and I turn around and check on the kids. Sky's there. Zane's there. Quinton's not there. So I searched the house, under the bed, behind the couches, and the closets, and the cabinets, outside, everywhere. The pool, everything. Couldn't find them. I called Gary. Did you take them to the babysitters just to give me an easier day or something? Did you, forget to tell me, or did you tell me and I not remember? He's like, no, he was there, he was sleeping, I didn't know up this morning. It's like, but he's not there. So then I called the cops and I called the shed, which is the babysitter, to try to help me look a little bit farther out. Since I got 2 kids out of the house and it was, my brother was asleep. And I had 2 kids and it was just me searching and screaming and I couldn't find anything at all. I couldn't even find this cup he had when I went to bed.
You said you couldn't find his
Couldn't find his cup.
cup?
And then he had a little Mickey Mouse stuffed animal toy he went to bed with. I wasn't in the bed either.
Does Quinton take any medication at all? Does he have to?
No, he only had one medical issue, which would hopefully fix itself by the time he reached the age of 10. And it's one of the arteries, one of the main arteries to his heart, doesn't pump like it's supposed to.
Okay.
And that's the only issue he had at all. This boy was walking before he was even 7 months old. It's a smart little boy.
Has he ever describe me his bed? Is it like a crib or a
playpen.
playpen?
We did playpen for him.
Okay. Has he ever gotten out of the playpen before on his own? So he doesn't.
He cannot get up on his own. The boy can't even get his foot up there if you tried.
He can't step on something. There was nothing in the crib.
Nothing in the crib but a pillow and a blanket. And that's the only thing he had. The only time that he's ever managed to get out of it was with my oldest son's help. He'd come and grab the side of the playpen and look quick as he found out. And what did he time out in front of my oldest? And he'd go and grab that playpen and snatch it down and get his brother on out. But the playpen's always knocked over when that happens. Everything's out of it. The part that you lay on the, whatever, out of it. Everything's out of it. Nothing was flipped over. Nothing was missed, nothing at all.
And you have full custody of Quinton?
No, my mother does.
Okay.
I found myself in a very hard situation where my boyfriend at the time left me and I didn't have no job and my car broke down when he said I didn't have transportation. So I voluntarily signed over in temporary custody to my mother until I could get up on my feet. I've just now recently got to where at the end of this month we're supposed to be going to put money down on the house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for all of us. So after that happened, we were going to begin the process of giving me back the custody and legal rights.
And your mom lives with you?
That is her house that we were at. Since she has temporary custody, I wanted to make sure, we would all want to make sure that the kids are where they were supposed to be legally up, but, Because like I could have had to move up to North Carolina, even though it's a little 2-bedroom apartment. I could have done that after, but I mean, I was homeless for 2 months before I even got that. So, we're gonna be okay, y'all.
I know.
It's so little, it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
I can't imagine what you're going through, and I wish I had some tissue. Do you have any tissue? Is that any sort of tissue?
No, I got cigarettes that don't need any clothes. And I broke it.
What is that?
I broke it. I broke it.
Just, we're going to, you can rest assured, that everybody working this is going to do everything feasibly possible to help find your son. Okay?
My father and I have never been terms since before I was pregnant. He stopped talking, and 3 weeks later I found out I was pregnant. So, like,
What is his name?
the father's name is Henry Moss. He goes by Bubba.
Okay.
And,
When was the last time you saw him?
I haven't seen him in over a year.
It seemed that he knows when you left.
He does. Because I try not to be like every mother out there. So when I moved back down here and I knew that I was substantially closer to where he stayed at, I was just like, well, this is where I'm at. If you want to see your son, let me know. Here's his address. Or if all he was trying to do was use Quinton as an excuse to get in my pants. So I stopped denying him to visit his son.
When did you do that?
4 months, 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months.
Started denying him. Started ignoring him. Just blocked him on everything. The Facebook that I had tried to pull up now was the new one that he recently sent me a friend request with, so I could see if I tried to get in contact with him, but I'm blocked on that. So I don't know contacts, I don't know numbers.
Are those still on your phone?
Huh?
Or are those messages still on your phone, maybe?
I don't know if it's still on that phone. I have multiple different phones. I have like 3 Facebooks.
Do you have your phones here?
There.
Okay. Do you mind if we get the password to your phones? We can look it up.
I tried to pull it up.
Here. Is it a drawing or is it just numbers?
Oh, it's 1861.
1864?
Mm-hmm.
1864.
I don't know if I have messages, because that phone, like I said, it's a phone that I use for my mother after my mom broke. And you have to make a new account. So I'm not too sure if it's on that account.
Gotcha.
Or if it's on the other account. But I know when I tried to search him up today to try to show the officers or whatever, because one of the last messages I remember getting it from him said, "You do not deserve to have Quinton. I'm going to get a paternity test and I'm going to take my child." Yeah.
Henry says that.
Yes.
Bubba said that.
Bubba said that. Bubba Moss.
When did he say that?
Yes.
When?
3 weeks ago. And then today was the first time that my babysitter, when I heard her talk.
I paused it at 11 minutes and 54 seconds, and I just want to ask you some questions about what the defendant just said there. Can you just sort of recap for us what she was saying about these supposed Facebook messages from Quinton's father, Henry Bubba Moss Jr.?
Yeah, she was describing Henry Moss's Facebook account that they had been communicating, and that he had been saying that he was going to take Quinton after he gets a paternity test.
And she was saying those messages had been sent when in relation to this interview?
I believe those specific ones, she said a few weeks prior.
Okay. Now, did you look in her phone that day?
I did.
And were you able to see any messages along those lines in her Facebook?
No.
Was she able to pull them up and show them to you?
No.
Did you at some point obtain a search warrant for her Facebook records or a portion thereof?
Yes.
And did you send that to Facebook?
I did.
And did they send you some information in response?
They did.
Some of her Facebook records?
Yes.
Were you able to find those messages that she's describing in the Facebook records that you got back?
No.
And I'll resume playback at 11 minutes 54 seconds where I left off, Your Honor.
Okay.
Call saying that she's seen cars sitting in front of my house quite a few bit recently. And I looked at her and was like, why didn't you tell me about that? I told your mother, but she didn't tell me I'm the one here.
Yeah.
I could have been more cautious if I felt like somebody was watching the house.
Now, every question that we ask, I promise you, you're going to think that, we're intruding on your privacy, but I can assure you every question that we ask has a purpose to try to figure out, every feasible possible angle there is to this case. So with that, we're not looking to get you in trouble for past drug use, for past drug abuse, but it's important.
Listen,
Okay.
and whatever medicine they chopped up in my mouth yesterday.
So do you owe any debts to anybody? Do you have anybody that you?
I don't owe money to nobody.
No drugs.
No, I do not borrow. I do not front. I don't do anything like that. I don't owe anybody any money at all.
How much marijuana? How frequently would you say you use marijuana?
Once a night.
Once a night?
Twice right before I go to bed. Normally, the kids are asleep. Everything's handled. Dishes, food, kitchen. Time for my husband to go to sleep. I have severe anxiety.
And where do you get the marijuana from? Do you purchase it yourself, or do you get it through?
I purchased it myself. There's been times that I've gone to the dispensaries and I've done CBD, actual. And that's what I've been doing a lot lately. I think the last time I bought, actually, off the street, was probably 3 weeks ago, and it was nothing but eggs. And I've been trying to use the dispensaries around the house.
So nobody has any sort of
Debt.
motives to do any harm to you, to get back at you because you owe them money. And going back to your time in North Carolina, there's nobody that would want to cause harm to you or to your family that you can think of. Any person that you got sideways with when you were running with the wrong crowd. Is there nobody like that at all?
No. I know Daniel's the one from North Carolina. I moved up there to be with him. Daniel's the one from North Carolina. I know that I have caught him cheating multiple times. I have been in contact with his exes before because of it. Whatever, and I might be able to pull up messages where, his ex was pretty much, saying that, send him on back home, I miss my best friend. It's a long paragraph, I can't really tell you, but and I told the sheriff, I was like, he's a good man, he's a good husband, he's a good father, and you don't miss out, is what I told her. So any type of altercations between me and somebody else out there would have been over him in public with some other woman. But at that time, I never had my kids touch me. I never had my kids touch me. Nobody even knew them. Didn't even know what they looked like. So, I'm confused.
And who all lives in the house that's your mother's? Who lives there? I understand the kids, but adults.
Paul.
Paul, who is Paul?
That's my little brother.
That's your brother. Who's the gentleman that was sitting here with you? Okay.
And then Daniel and me.
And Daniel is
my fiance. And then my stepdad and my mom. And then 3 dogs. And the kids.
Tell me about Paul. What does Paul do?
I just got him a job with me at the warehouse. He's honestly studying to take his ASVAB to take. I'm just going to the military. I haven't had much communication with my brother over the past year. He went down different roads, I went down different roads. Me and my mom were all on and off. And so I was like, I distanced myself from the family, which is kind of where North Carolina came in. He just finished his GED. He works 2 to 10 shifts.
So he goes in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, comes home at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so like if he's leaving, normally it's like 1:20 and he leaves. And by the time he gets home, it's like about 10:30.
Is he driving himself there?
Yeah, he drives a white Silverado at the house. He's which is my stepdad's truck. My brother just got permission to use it. I'm supposed to be taking him to go pick up his truck from Midway sometimes in a week.
Is that her at the house now?
Yes.
Okay.
The Silverado's at the house and my Dodge is at the house.
Okay.
And Paul was at the house when Quinton was missing.
Yeah, because I got up and I started yelling and screaming for anybody and everybody could just come help me. I couldn't find them.
Where was he?
My brother was upstairs in his room. And I went to the other and started yelling at him. Please come help me. I can't find Quinton. I think one of the very first things I said to him was just, please tell me for some weird reason you got him upstairs. He got me to another child.
Is Quinton a kid that, I know you mentioned he talks himself to sleep. Does he cry? Does he cry himself to sleep ever?
And he's like I can't even explain it. He just lays there. Babbling. He goes on and on and on. Like, most of the time it's not even words. And if it is, it's Mama E.T. Like.
What kind of relationship does Paul have with Quinton?
They're playful. When Paul gets home, if I need help, he is very helpful with the kids. If I need him to watch the kids while I'm cooking, if I need him, anything like that, cleaning wise, or he'll just go in there and lay on the floor and play with them with the kids, with the dogs and the kids, and the toys. That's normally it though. Maybe hang out and play an hour more a day. Because normally I kind of try to keep all my kids inside of the house. But I was on the stall up running through the house trying to clean up everything all day long.
Any reason at all for Paul to leave the house after he got home? And what time he gets off work at 10, so what time does he normally get home?
At 10:30, and then he gives his friend a ride home, but it's like 11.
So what time did he get home last night?
10:40.
10:40. Do you know whether he left the house after 10:40?
He ain't gonna know it.
So from 10:40 until you went and woke him up at about 9 o'clock?
He was upstairs in his room.
And no indication that he left? You didn't hear the door open, nothing?
No door opening, the truck didn't even look like it was moved in the slightest way at all.
So from your perspective, 100% Paul was at the house from 10:40 until you woke him up this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What was Paul's initial reaction when you went up and said, hey, Quinton's missing, that's serious.
And he jumped up and he kind of looked like freaking out. And he was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean Quinton's missing? I was like, he's missing. I can't find him. Come help me. And then I started running back down the stairs. And opening closets, because I moved closets and everything. Under the sinks, everything. And Paul was out there running and chasing and looking. And finally looked at him and I said, come on.
So the first phone call that went out, was that a phone call that Paul made or a call that you made?
The first phone call that went out was one that I made to Danny. When I got up and I shut the door and I looked, checked on the kids and I noticed that he wasn't there. That was the very first phone call that went out about Quinton being gone. The second one would have been to Michelle or whatever. And when she said that she didn't see anybody coming to the house and nobody picked them up, didn't see nothing like that, and then she came over and tried to help look as well, and she was like, you know, check the closets again. I was like, we're gonna call cops. We're gonna call cops. Called the cops. The cops were called by 9:30.
And you made that call?
Yes. I made a call to 911.
Okay. Did Danny make any calls?
He attempted, I think he was trying to, but something was going on with his phone. Which is why I was wondering about making the call.
And let's talk about Danny. So how long have you and Danny been dating? Or have you been engaged?
We've been together for almost 2 years, engaged for the past year.
So Danny and Bubba, they're aware of each other?
They have never met or spoke to each other at all. Never. I don't even think. I know Gary knows what Bubba looks like. Bubba don't know what Gary looks like. That I know of. That I'm aware of. So there has been no altercations between Danny or my other two, or the other fathers to my kids. There's no altercations between them at all. I try to be the middle person about everything.
So what's Danny's routine? Is it any given day, what's his daily routine? What's he do?
His daily routine, normally if we gotta work, he's up normally about 5. He gets ready to start taking the kids to babysitters about 5:30. Because normally I'm going to sleep another 10 minutes. Because I sit in the middle and I get dressed. And then we go to work. We get off.
Y'all ride to work together?
Yes, we work the same shift, 6 to 2. 6 a.m. to 2:30.
Today just happened to be your day off.
Today just happened to be. I wasn't to school yesterday and I wasn't going to work. So, about that, when he gets off, we can't leave the warehouse at all once we get there. So there's nothing going out for summer for lunch or nothing like that. So when he gets off, we normally stop by the convenience store, gas station, or whatever, something to drink, snacks, sometimes snacks for the kids or dinner. And then we go straight from there to picking up the kids. We pick up the kids and we go home. Daddy normally cooks dinner while I'm getting the kids adjusted from getting home. So when I take them inside.
Last night, did he cook the spaghetti last night? Or
No, I cooked the spaghetti last night because no seasoning.
No seasoning.
No seasoning.
So when Danny got home from work last night, at what time?
4 to 30? No, it was. No, we left work together yesterday for my wisdom tooth. Because I knew I wasn't going to be in the drive. They were going to inject me or whatever. So we were home early yesterday. We didn't pick up the kids until 4:30. Because I wanted to know. But I didn't cook spaghetti before we went to work.
What did y'all do when you got, from the time you got home until 4:30? Or just hanging out, the two of you at the house?
We did, like, cleaning up the laundry, setting the meat up for us, cutting up the sausages and mushrooms or whatever.
And y'all were there at the house together?
Yeah, we were there together the whole time. I think he went up to the store once for a beer. That was it.
What time would that have been?
Probably 3:45, right before we had our kids.
And then, did he leave the house at any other time between, once you went to get the kids, you came home, you ate the spaghetti, did Danny leave between that time and 5:45 this morning? Never at all. He was at the house
He
the
was
entire
at the
time.
house the entire time.
How do you know that?
Because he was on bed.
He was beside you.
He was on bed.
Y'all
And
sleeping in the same
yeah, we
bed?
sleep in the same bed. We only have one side of the house. So we got the kitchen that we can only really use to cook in. Obviously, we got to clean up. We got our bathroom. Then there's the doorway to our bedroom. And that bedroom is just like pretty much like one big old studio bedroom. It had one side of the room was like the kids' sleep/living room. And then the other side was our bed. Whatever, that's the only side of the house we ain't nothing. I had to say for a fact that he was there when it was laying in bed pissing me off, not helping me do anything this week.
And, now who physically picked Quinton up and put him in the playpen last night?
And I did.
You did?
I put him in there after we ate, bathed, bath, everything, laid down, had the tablet set up for him and everything. And he was laying there, like, on the tablet. And when I took that away, he was for about 40 minutes.
And what time did you take that one away?
9:15.
9:50.
9:52.
Was he asleep at that point, or he was still battling at that
He was
point?
babbling at that point. He didn't fall asleep till about 10:30,
Yeah.
10:40. But no, he was still, when I took it away, that's when it was, I couldn't even make no noises.
Yeah. So during that time, when you hear him babbling, you don't go in there and check on him, you just hear him.
Yeah, we hear him babbling the whole time, or whatever. The way that it is set up, honestly, checking on him like he's like this on the bed and sleep. So I'm just hearing him babble. It's when it gets quiet that I check. That's when I'm worried. So when it got quiet, that's when we moved in there and checked. 12 something before I left to go get some orders. Alright, so I checked again. Sleep.
Where was Danny when he went to?
Thank you. I think we need to take a brief pause. I'm going to ask the jurors to step into the jury room.
Jurors exiting.
Thank you. Everybody have a seat. Tim, what is this number? The clerk noticed as well that one of the jurors was sleeping. And I was keeping an eye on him, but it seemed to continue. So I thought it was better for us to stop and address it now. I can remind them all of the need to stay awake and to help each other stay awake. But it seems it's pretty early in the day and it seems to be a problem already. So I want to turn to council and ask you how you would like to proceed with this. Mr. Hilliard?
Judge, I can just tell you, in the past, sorry, in the past, the main,
Past 2-3 days. Nothing.
Anything about sickness at all and been like,
I'm sorry, pause the playback at 37 seconds in. Your Honor, now remain seated for this portion of the question.
Yes.
Thank you. Was this agent, the Special Agent Snyder, asking her some questions designed to get at the origin of the apparent vomit on the pillowcase?
Yes.
And what did she say there about that?
That it had been a cookie that she had given Quinton prior to this day, and that she thought she had cleaned it all up, and that he must have vomited or spit up on the pillow.
She was saying that that was something that happened on Monday night.
I believe so.
Let's just play that bit again. We'll take it from the top. First of all, what day was this?
This is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, October 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would have been, so that's not even Tuesday night, so Monday night, gave him a cookie.
I'm coming in and then like, I'm tired of playing everything I've tried to start wiping up. It didn't look like a whole bunch. I didn't change the colors yet. I was like, change it tomorrow.
What kind of cookie was it?
It's the vanilla, the vanilla cookies. Yeah, the vanilla color. Because they don't smell.
But you know, that's nothing else that he's got to say for it.
I'm going to pause it again at 30 seconds. I'm sorry to belabor the point, but I just want to make sure we're clear on what is being said here. Did we hear her say that he had spit up some of that cookie on Monday night, that she had wiped off the pillowcase, but had not yet changed it?
Yes.
Okay. Resuming playback in 30 seconds.
Past 2-3 days. Nothing.
Anything about sickness at all and then like a month ago we had ear infection.
Okay.
I know that Zane has an ear infection now. Now, if they did work passing it back and forth, if he gave it all back when I went to bed last night, I don't know. I got this morning, there's nothing there for me to look at. I don't know.
So, just to kind of rehash some of this stuff, and summary, there's no one that has any sort of motivation to do harm to you or any of your family. You don't have any sort of financial debts, related to drug use. No one that wants anything done to you or any of your family as a result of something that you've done. Correct?
I can sit here and look at you standing around and say, I top of my head thinking, I'm not thinking of anybody that would actually would want to hurt us, or Danny, or my kids, especially Quinton. Do you understand how sweet that baby is?
And your mom, your mom, upstanding lady,
She is an upstate lady, yes. If you know drawn out criminal history, a couple weeks ago, me and her did get into it.
I'm going to stop the playback at 2 minutes in, and I'm going to advance to 2 minutes and 6 seconds in. Just giving 6 seconds of the file there, Your Honor. And I'll resume playback at 2 minutes and 6 seconds into the file.
But she said, well, laundry basket when I was married, both the kids were there, so she got the kids, and I looked at her, tried to distance herself. She followed me to the room, and she pushed me again. I called the cops, and they're like, I'll call you for a police report. No matter. She pushed me again, so I called the cops again. I wasn't calling the cops to get somebody in trouble. I was calling the cops to prevent the negativity and violence around the children. Okay, so that was the most recent that.
What did we just hear her describe there? Was that an altercation with her mother that had happened recently?
Yes.
Now, it was the case that everybody was saying that the defendant's mother was out of town during the period of October 4th, October 5th, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to advance to 5 minutes into this file and resume playback from there.
No chance that you will cause your wisdom tooth and wherever you're taking it, and it's just how ibuprofen is what's making it for sure.
That's what they prescribed me. I don't know what shots they were going off. They gave me 3 different shots on the side. My whole side of this was going to be like 6 hours. It's so not ready here.
Did you, in your sleep, you got into your sleepwalking, did you grab Quinton and let him go to the store with you, or you were concerned about him left the house and you're not going to get it, so okay. You got a history of any sort of sleepwalking or anything with your mental health?
No, I started to slow walk. I was like 8 years old, maybe. Like 8 years old, and somehow I ended up outside of those.
So that hasn't happened.
Yeah, it hasn't happened since then. Yeah, since I was, yeah.
So there's no possibility that you, without knowing, and someone took you in the car and took you to somebody else's house, or whatever. Nothing like that could happen.
No, at all.
I want you to know that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes right now. You know, we're doing everything feasibly possible. You know, we're going to have more questions. You know, we're going to continue down, whatever path, that these interviews and what we find in the house, what we find on the cell phone records, whatever leads us. So if at any point, we come back and have follow-up questions, it's just to get some clarity and some guidance on what the next step should be. So,
To be honest with you, I don't think that right now, man.
well,
You have nothing to do with my baby. You're gonna do you.
there's a lot of people working, and we can promise you that. And there's a lot of resources that are employed. We'll do everything that we can.
So I don't want to get back.
So they just think,
He doesn't respond to monkey a lot. It's like this. He's a ⴁ like, if he responds to monkey a lot, he don't really respond to Quinton. He don't respond to monkey. He's on the comments like before. Like, what the hell is monkey?
the victim specialist, her name is Nancy Louise. Walk out here now, reach out to her. But unfortunately, we're going to get you back, to your house and whenever we can. That's going to be a long time. So if it's okay with you, just let us know what you need, or you just some water. But if you just hold tight, just a couple of them can while you're here. If there's anything you need like right now, anything we can do for you, then we'll get you some water.
I can like really so upset. It's considered. It's fine.
Yeah, we can do anything else that you need right now. Okay.
There's not really an officer out there, her name is, deputy, they just call her,
Anything else you have right now?
But do you have any issues with us kind of just going through your phone, do you have messages, any more contact info?
You know, I don't.
Is it not?
Yeah, call me the whole phone for like that.
If you have any issues, just let us know.
We have like a car savings set for
I have on the,
How do you say your name?
Leilani.
I can imagine, what you're going through. But you just, at this point, we have to trust the process. And we're going to do whatever we can to get you assistance. These things are old, we just have to work through the process, the steps, whatever you need. Do everything we can. Respect, you understand, you have to be transparent and honest with us. I think you have at this point. So, if there's anything, that you think of, that could alleviate some of this, horrendous if this happened, you need to let us know. So if it's something that you're not proud of, that you're ashamed of, that you've been involved in, that you've done, like, we're not here, to judge you. We're here to find harm, and we're going down safely. So that means exposing something that
There's a point where Special Agent Snyder is asking her about the possibility that she sleptwalked somewhere or something like that. And we hear him ask if that's something that could have happened at midnight or 12 a.m. when she went to Circle K, right? That's what he asked?
Yeah.
No. At this point, I just want to be clear, she did not describe a midnight trip to Circle K, and this was a reference by Snyder to the 1-something a.m. Chevron story, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so he was just kind of getting the time and location wrong?
Yeah.
That's what she had said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just briefly play that bit again, starting at 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
No chance that you will cause your wisdom tooth and, whatever that you were taking, and that's just how you told her is what you did.
That's the thing, that's the thing, I don't know what shots that you were going to put in, and you threw different shots on the side. My whole side of my face was numb, even like 6 hours. It was so numb right here.
Did you, in your sleep, as you're sleepwalking, did you grab Quinton and, let him go to the store with you, or you were concerned about him, you left the house at midnight, get this one, okay?
That's it. Was he was talking about Chevron origin there, is that right? Am I understanding that correctly?
That's the way I took it.
Okay, thank you. And I stopped the playback there at 5 minutes and 32 seconds. All right, so then that first interview in the lactation room ends with you all getting her consent to search her phone and her signing to memorialize that.
Yes.
Okay. After this interview that we just watched, did you all go through the phone?
Yes.
All right. And how did you do it initially?
So the other teams had also asked their people, Paul and Daniel, the same questions if they would go through their phones. So we had all planned to do a extraction of the cell phones in our system. I believe at that time, I just manually went through the phone.
Okay, I know you're not a forensics person, but what is involved in doing an extraction of the phone?
So it's a big computer system, and you plug the cell phone into the computer system so you can make a copy of it. And it's a one-at-a-time system, and it usually takes at least an hour per phone.
Okay. And who was doing this at the precinct that day?
Sergeant Coleman.
Okay. Did he do that with all 3 of their phones?
He did.
All right. So at the time that the defendant consented to your looking through her phone, you saying the machine was occupied with one of the other phones?
Yes.
Okay. And so you went through it manually, meaning what?
I just actually took the physical phone and went through it myself.
And while you were doing that, did you see in there a text that the defendant had sent to Daniel Youngkin the night before, saying something about, I'm turning on to 204 now, or I'm about to go to 204?
Yes.
Okay. And was that was that a trip that she had mentioned to you in this initial interview in the lactation room?
No.
Did you and Special Agent Snyder you then go interview her again specifically about that.
Yes,
Okay, and where did that interview take place?
in the interview room.
Did you ask her about that text during this interview?
We did.
And what did she say that text was about? What was the initial story about that text?
She said that she headed to 204 was the text, and that meant that she was going to the drug dealer's house or their location to meet up to pay off a drug front.
Did she say how much the drug front was for?
$20.
Now, in the lactation room interview, she had given an account for the 1-something a.m. trip, correct?
Yes.
And what was it again?
That she went to meet Misty to get orange gel at the Chevron.
Now, did that story involve her making any phone calls?
She had mentioned that she called Misty, and I believe she also said in that interview that she tried to call the Chevron or the Circle K.
Okay, could call the 괫ᴅᴇᴏ to see whether they had it.
Yes.
And which call was she saying had come before first and
And
second?
she tried the gas station before Misty.
Did you look through her phone between interviews after the lactation room interview but before the next one?
Yes.
To see whether you could see any record of those phone calls in her phone?
I believe I did at that time, or maybe one of the later ones.
Okay, in any case, whenever you looked for that, whatever that might have been, did you see any record of those phone calls in her phone?
No.
Okay. Now, you've talked about going through the phone manually, like with it in your hand, scrolling through it.
Yes.
And seeing the 204 text, right?
Yes.
Did you later have an opportunity to review the full ⴫ᴚ extraction?
I did.
Okay. And ⴫ᴚ is the machine that Sergeant Coleman uses to do this?
Yeah, it's the system we use.
Once again, navigate into input HDMI 1 on the TV at the front of the courtroom, and I will publish interview room 1542 to 1639 from State's Exhibit 13.
But is it helpful at all to dim some of the lights?
Yes.
Okay.
May be helpful for people falling asleep.
Oh,
I don't know.
thank you. We can leave it. We can leave it at this. How about that? That's something. Okay. All right, Mr. Dean.
Payback or something, payback front from him. And that's why I left, because he went to sleep at 10:30. And it only takes him 12 minutes to get to the floor. If he takes 16.
So that would have been important for us to know before. That's why we have to understand everything. And you just, you have to be kind of an open book.
I wasn't
good or bad.
Yeah, it's not like I was trying to keep it. I'm trying to replay everything over and over, and I've been doing it all day. All day. I forgot about that. That was not on my mind. My mind is, this is where I went, this is what I did, this is the last time I see my son, and I need him here now.
And you mentioned he was crying a lot.
Yeah, he was not.
Was that abnormal?
No, it's not like crying. Like, when it crying, he does, talking to himself, a constant baby talk. It's almost like he's singing to himself. There you go. But he's always done that. He's always done that from the time he started crawling and actually saying mama or dada or drink or eat or anything. He's always done a little la 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 when he's asleep.
You gotta understand, there's a lot of resources being expended.
I know it is. I kind of figured that for as long as it's been, you'll call your bad days for your research, which means nothing's popped up yet.
But you have to help us, you understand that.
I do. Anywhere that we went after we picked up the kids at 4:30, me or him, none of the kids went with us. I can verify that 100%. After we picked them up at 4:30, all three of their babies were at that house. The room was not. They showered, ate, went to bed. I made 2 runs, orange out, and 204, and then orange out.
Just talk about that, at 204. What time did you leave the house?
That time, I texted and said I was turning on 204. I had already been gone. That means I was literally turning on 204, so I've only been gone like 10 minutes at that time.
What would have been your route? You left your house off ⴚ
If I went off Ⴚ to 17, it's possible on the way, it's possible on the way back. I may not have taken 17, I could have taken 16, because there's been road work on 204.
So you went south on 17, ⴚ
Yeah, I think I took the highway back.
And then you said, on this text message, you said you turned on 204.
Like, okay, so if I'm on 17,
Towards 95.
yeah, like when I say you're turning on 204, if you had to turn 17 before Walmart and you have that bridge, that's me turning on 204. That would have been my location right there by that bridge, turning on 204.
But turning on 204, going what direction?
Going toward
Just about south out to 95.
south towards 95.
95.
Like over there by the Flacco's Tacos and Harley Davidson shop. That's where I met the person I paid back $20 to.
Okay, and who was that person that you
They goes by Red.
read?
He goes by Red. Just I don't know his name. He's a tall, light-skinned dude.
Black dude.
That tall, light-skinned black dude.
You met him at, so if you sent that at 10:40, it's a 5-minute
Yeah,
drive.
and I was already heading back by the time that.
So at 10:40, were you texting him that you were turning on 204 to go meet Red?
Yeah, like I'm turning on 204 now, like I'm about to meet him. That's what I was trying to tell him.
And at that point, you didn't get anything.
No, I just paid him $20. I gave him $20 and I left. It was a couple days ago. A few days ago, I think we got that 8th. We paid $10 on the 8th. And we owe 20.
How much more money did you owe Red?
Nothing. That was it. That was just that $20. Just for you to received messages otherwise, somebody blowing up my phone or Danny's phone about us blowing money.
And you don't know anybody else anymore. Because I asked you this question.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I don't. Like that was handled. That was, got it for 2 days later, paid you back. That's what that was. So it's like, I don't do fronts like that. That was on his name, on his front. I didn't like doing that. I went ahead and paid it back.
Was last night, was it out of normal for Quinton to cry as much as he did last night?
No, he, like I said, he wasn't crying. He was like, loudly. Lou. That's what he does. He did that and it got quiet like 10:30. By 10:30, I looked over there and he was knocked out. Little cheeks, pink, snuggled up in the blanket. So,
Where do y'all keep, the weed when y'all do have it?
outside. We got it outside in a safe box.
Was there anything else that would be inside the house?
We don't smoke cigarettes inside, we don't smoke weed inside, we don't take it inside. We don't do that.
What about Paul?
Paul, no.
Is he into any of that?
He smokes, but I don't think, as far as I know, he keeps it in his truck.
His truck?
As far as I know, he keeps it in his truck. That was one of the rules that my parents allowed him to move in there.
But it's just weed though?
Yeah. Just weed. Nothing else. Like, listen, my mom's a convicted felon. There is no way I'm going to sit there and continuously push the buttons of these people.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Okay. But you were in substance abuse for...
I've had other things I used to do, other things I have, and I smelled the coke, or at one point I was on meth, or whatever. I got all that stuff on my own, and then when I had that, and I had the mental health issues, I just went ahead and I told the counselor that sometimes I just want to go back to feeling that numb, so now I got substance abuse counseling. So,
Did either Paul or Danny ever have issues with that too?
Paul, I don't think so. Danny? No, I don't think so with that either. I remember Danny's very particular. Most that he'll do is drink beer. Maybe hit once or twice. That's all he does.
Was there a reason that you went to go pay instead of Danny?
I was the only one with money, and I wasn't giving Danny the money to do so.
Why is that?
Because there's times that he would go and spend it on alcohol versus what we needed to do on spend it on.
Okay.
That's
How
how
often does that happen?
he drinks daily.
Does that ever become a problem?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't even talk. He's not like a belligerent, angry. He doesn't do that. He was like a 6-pack of beer a day. That's what he does.
How much did you have last night?
Last night he had a 6-pack as normal. I think he had a huge plus of Fireball too.
But he wasn't anything abnormal?
Nothing out of the way. He was laying down before I was.
Did Paul know that y'all were leaving, or you were leaving for a second? Or was he already upstairs?
He was already upstairs. When Paul got home last night, normally he does come down there and, come in my room or whatever and hang out. He didn't last night. He just came in there for a minute and said, hey, you got this dog and went upstairs. So,
Does Paul hear Quinton crying when he's upstairs?
no.
He can't hear him crying.
Not from upstairs. I can't hear nothing. Like when we used to be upstairs, you could come and bang on my door as hard as you wanted to. I couldn't hear you. So I can't hear you bang on the door. So he would hear a child. Not from that. That's why we moved from up there down there. So we're not constantly worried about stairs or stuff like that.
How old are you?
I'll be 23 in November.
She's been through a lot as a 23-year-old.
You don't understand how there's a lot of reasons why we I watched her OD and get buried in fucking leaves in the ditch with her friends, and this love is there. I've been in so many situations. I just want people to understand that I would never cause any harm towards any of my kids the way I have been hurt. I just won't. I sit here and I do think that goes wrong. I take it in. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I really shouldn't. That little boy last night, he was so sweet about baptism. Said there's only bubbles. He wanted to play some bubbles. That's all he wants to do is play with bubbles and go to the park and play with the ball and the tablet. You just want to come and take your happy baby. Remember that surgeon is or whatever really hurt my feelings out there to say you don't think that your mental problems could have made you do something and you completely not know about it? No, I do not think that is. I don't think that there's anything like that. No, it's like I don't care how many different personalities somebody says I have. Every single one of those kids the same. I gave birth to Quinn alone in the hospital room. Alone, I had nobody there. I was in the hospital for 2 days. That is my boy. That is my baby. He took me my baby back home. Okay. Is that right? I'm trying all the hardest. The more I try to get back on track so I can be what these kids need. The more life is hitting me. And this time I wish I could just blew me up. I can't. I don't really feel I'm gonna have to go to the mental hospital after this. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think I'm more of a danger to myself than I am right now. Take some deep breaths right now. Any water right now? Just take some deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Now, paused it at 15:54 and 43 seconds on the timestamp in the top left corner. I'd like to ask you a couple questions about the defendant's demeanor in this and other interviews, okay?
Yep.
Was her demeanor consistent throughout any given interview?
Absolutely not.
Can you tell us why you say that?
I mean, as we saw in this interview, she would kind of get into these hysterical, yelling rants.
And would that happen in response to any particular lines of questioning?
Sometimes when it kind of questioned her statement or her timeline, it would start to escalate into this.
Okay. And when she got like that, was it then difficult to get an additional question in?
Yeah, we would have to calm her down before she would engage back with us with a back and forth conversation.
Is it fair to say that during these interviews, when pressed on certain things, she would become histrionic and just kind of fill the room with noise?
Yes.
Resuming playback at 15:54:43.
I passed around from house to house, and that's something I didn't want for my kids. So when I found myself in our situation, I just didn't want to think about it. Mom, I'm my mom. Don't help me. She has them until I start getting myself back together and come back here and get a decent job, got a car for myself on Mother's Day. Just trying to build myself up for these kids. And I'm still going to try my hardest no matter what. But I can't. And I don't even know if it's okay. I just want to know if it's okay. I want some type of traffic camera to do something to tell me he's okay. And nobody knows it by the time they
off and this text message, hey, I'm turning on 204 now. You mentioned that it was, I made that trip, you know, before he was crying. You know, and you described crying to the point where it was crying maybe abnormally. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but that's the way I interpreted it, that he was crying abnormally. But
No, I think I said I left before, like, he was asleep. I left before, like, it's not like I left and he was still awake. I left after he fell asleep. He was babbling. And when I came back in, I checked with him again. He was still asleep. Crying date? No. He does a little fuss. Did you cry? No. When I say crying, that's babbling, fuss, and fuzzy noises. You know, it's the way I explain it for Zane, Quinton, and Stein. None of my kids cry. They fuss. They scream, get your face. And every kid cries. No, let me take that. I'm not trying to mean that. No means. Every kid cries. Okay. But no, he wasn't crying normally. It was just so very loud. Like he was trying to get somebody to come over there and give him the attention, even though it was bedtime. Yeah. He had a tablet with him too. It could have been, he could have been looking at something and thinking it was funny. It's a kid-approved YouTube for kids TV thing. You can't get on nothing at all that's, bad for kids or anything like that. It's like, he could have been laughing at something like that, just like my oldest does. Or looking, I don't, he was just babbling, fussing, crying. But when I left the house, he was asleep. He was quiet. He was curled up with a blanket. He was quiet.
And what time did you say? 10:40, you're turning on 204. What time did you get back to the house?
To the house, 10:49. I was gone maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Something like that.
What was Quinton doing when you got home?
He was still asleep.
And what was Zane doing?
He was laying on the bed with his tablet on his chest.
Okay. Was he asleep though?
Yeah.
Okay. And then your fiance?
He was laying on the bed with a fire stick TV in his hand. You remember that?
Anything weird about him?
He was just laying there. Besides the fact that he was still fully dressed, and that's not normally him. But then again, there was a lot going on. We left work early. I had to get the wisdom teeth taken out, come to the house, clean up stuff, get dinner going, get the kids. So can you just say just didn't have time?
Does he have kids himself, your fiance?
No, that's his daughter.
Oh, yeah. Besides her. Okay. How's he doing with her?
He does really good. She smells at him before she does me. I don't want to carry her.
He just stepped straight in the bed
And almost like died giving birth to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's still his favorite? Or, yeah, she's still, whatever.
She said, Daddy's coming all the way.
Does
Zane is all about his papa. Quinton was my baby.
yeah.
He was the one that come from my lap just like Sky does. Sky does. Danny or Zane does. What happened? I didn't get that this morning.
And you said Paul had a pretty good relationship with him too?
Yeah, he's very good with my kids. If I need help, he's right there. Now, is he like, I'll do it all for you? No. But you be watching for a second? Yeah. You be taking most of the play on the first second? Yeah. You can teach him how to play soccer? Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else of any sort of relevance that, you want to talk to us about on the phone at all?
Shut no. There's nothing there at all. Like I said, y'all can go on like 360 address and everything too. Time is long and dates.
So like you said, we got people working everywhere right now.
Well, you've been through a lot in your life. Now is not the time for us to, there's a lot I think that we can talk about, that we can get you in contact with folks that can provide you assistance, free of charge, to help you through, everything that you've been through. But right now, I don't want to make light of that situation, but it's not lost on me what it is that you've been through. But we've got a job to do. And you've got to understand that bad news doesn't get better with time. Is there a chance that an accident happened? No chance at all.
No. When I put him down in that bed, unless something happened when I was not there, and I had no knowledge about, he was fine. When I got home, he was fine. He was asleep. He was curled up in that blanket. I touched his little hair. He moved and rolled over. I'm telling you, he was fine.
So just help me understand, what type of accident could have happened? Do you think that Danny may have done something? Because we have to agree that Quinton was crying. We have to agree to that. More than just bad. Is it possible that you left the house because Quinton was crying so bad, and he came back and there was an accident that took place?
I think the only time Quinton makes you cry is when you take that tablet from him. And he's laying in there. Then he's not just going to die. No, I left the house, he was asleep. He was already asleep. Now, is it possible that Zane could have woken up for a second and done something and drank that loud and proud because we wouldn't turn the TV back on for him and woke up quick? Yeah, that's a possible thing. Danny doesn't know or live under that patience, though. Not like that, not easily. Not to where I think that he would finally just get fed up with somebody crying and do something to make him shut up and not realize that they didn't do something too much. He's not that type of person.
How easy that can happen.
Yeah.
We're adults, we're grown adults, but a small child, it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You just get frustrated with a small child and just grab them the wrong way. And an accident happens. The next thing you know, the child's unconscious. And it's the natural thing to do to panic. Instead of, because you're not thinking logically at that point. All you're thinking about is, what has happened. And you don't know what to do and you panic.
I don't think that he would. I don't think he would at all when I got back to the house. I reached for that thing. And I put his little hair on his face. And I was all I did. He turned and laid down. He was fine. He was a happy baby when he went to sleep. When he was asleep. I don't know what to say. I don't know what something could have occurred. I don't want to think about probabilities, even though there's a million of them. But I don't know. And I don't want to think that he would do something like that. Like you said, when people snap, people break. I don't think he would know. Daddy was not acting out the way when I came home. He was not acting like antsy or nervous or mad or concerned or anything weird at all. He was not.
What about this morning?
This morning, I didn't see him.
What about until when you got home?
Same. He's been point that I can't find him anywhere. The door was open and I can't find him anywhere. I said, did you drop him off at the shelves or something? Did you tell me that you were gonna do that? Did not tell me? Like, did I not remember? He said, no, he was there when I left this morning. I said, you're 100% sure? He said, yes, I said, he's not here now. And there was a 3-hour difference between when he left this morning and when I woke up.
Do you think something could have happened in those 3 hours with David?
I don't know. On Life 360, it shows that he left at the time that he says he did, and then he got to work at the time that he said he did, and then he left and came home when I called. So, I mean, I don't think so. I got my boss's numbers as well, if you would like that to confirm that Danny was there.
We can pull it up on here.
It's just here.
Danny's your fiance. You lived 23 hard years. You got a lot of life left in front of you. You're the mother of 3 beautiful children, as you described. Nothing is more important than you being available and being a mother for these 3 children.
Yes.
So don't let any sort of motivation to protect Danny stand in the way of you being the mother that you need to be.
Like I said, he was not, the only thing I thought was weird is, like I said, normally he gets off work, goes home, takes a shower, and immediately dresses because he's not trying to pretty boy. He didn't do that yesterday. But I was in pain because it's in the morning. He was helping me in and out of the car and into the house because I was a little lippy, you know. So, I really don't.
And the kid then Quinton starts crying, and you're not there to be the mother because you're suffered from having your wisdom teeth pulled out.
Like, I'm talking like when he was asleep, when he would lay down, and when I took that towel away, yeah, he did cry. That might be what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, he did creep. He screamed. He's like, TV on, TV on, as he says it. Whatever. But by the time that I had smoked a cigarette, got dressed, and was getting ready to leave and check on him, he was asleep. Shut, eyes shut. Completely. Left, came back, checked again. Moved his hair in his face. Still, it was good. He did a little. It was good. Saying it was good. I wasn't touching that nothing, but I made that when I was. I don't know what I did.
You don't think there's any chance that an accident could have taken place, and Danny just did something that he just.
There was. I'm not gonna say no because you never truly know anybody. Y'all read about that. But if there was nothing at all that made me suspect anything was wrong with that. Or even when I got up this morning, besides my front door being open. That's the first thing that threw me off. Front door was open. Okay, you got up, shut it, checked to make sure every single kid's there. And Quinton wasn't there. But everything was good. But like I normally wake up when Danny gets out of bed. I normally wake up. And he normally tells me bye. I do not remember him telling me bye. I do not remember him getting out of bed. That's probably the weirdest part right there. You know, but I was up throughout the night.
Is there any reason that y'all have been up and in and out of the house throughout the night?
No. The last anybody should have left that house would have been me, and that was when I went to go to that ordeal. And that was just in the book that was locked. And Andy went outside this morning and grabbed some cigarettes off of it and locked the door and didn't push it all the way, they wouldn't have caught, they wouldn't have latched. He could just push it over. So, he said, or he kept on swearing up and down the locked it, that it was locked. I can take a better investigation and have it open my door. Just tell him. That's how easy it is getting that out. So, I don't think he would, and I don't want to believe he would. He wasn't acting out the way. There was nothing at all that I could think of the way he was acting, talking, looking, reacting, behaving, or anything for me to think, yeah, he probably could have done something. There's nothing for me to think that. It was really baffling right now. That's what it is. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin to what. What am I supposed to do when I go home? What am I supposed to do? I think everything's normal. Sleep in the room that I normally have 3 babies in, and now I have 2.
Just one last thing with the messages on here, you're saying something, or he's saying something about